My name is Isi Divine. Floritech Automotive Institute was established July 2018, and it was established for the purpose of building the youth and the teenager on auto mechatronics and for them to be outstanding in the auto industry, because everywhere you go, all we find out there is just an ordinary mechanic. So to make the difference in the auto industry, Floritech Automotive Training Academy was established. This is our 4th induction ceremony. We've trained more than 100 of youth and teenagers are there. Automotive mechatronics. The major course is automotive mechatronics and business informatics. To enable them go into the open markets, they have to know everything about information and technology. The main reason why Floritech Automotive Training Academy was established was, first of all, to bring out the youths and the teenager out of the streets and to give them a skill and life to live. And apart from that, we also find out that the auto industry, they lack competent technicians, and that is the second reason we are training these guys, both the boys and the girls, to be able to take the challenge now and the future challenge in the automobile industry. And lastly, due to what the society is passing through right now, you come out from university, there's no job, everybody is looking for white-collar job, carrying certificates from one destination to another, and even the government is not making things easy either. So Floritech Automotive Training Academy brought out the idea, we want these youths and this teenager, like the way they do in China, to grow up with a skill and be the boss of their own, open their own establishment after the school, become the leader, become a boss, become a teacher, and also make the society a better place. Because if you did not bring this youth and teenager out of the streets, the whole society will be messed up. We have kidnappers, we have ritualists, we have Yahoo, we have everything. Because at the time they graduate from the university, they cannot do anything with their certificates. So that is the main purpose of Floritech Automotive Training Academy. We are doing both 30% theory and 70% practical. My assessment about my students is that for the period I've worked with them, in fact, I envy them, not to the negative parts, but to the positive parts. I keep talking to myself anytime I see them working, opening vehicle, coupling vehicle, carrying out onboard and off-board diagnosis. I wish I started earlier than I did now. The students are the best. They work basically on their own, even without supervision. To the extent they have gotten to, up till now that they are graduating from the school, I can hit my chest that anywhere they are, they can be able to establish their own auto garage and become the best of what, even more than what they are right now. Yes, this is the first, and 7 students are graduating from the academy. My projection moving forward is to make Floritech Automotive Training Academy a monotechnic. That is our main standpoint. For now, we are accredited school by NATEB and also MBTE. NSQ is also part of our certification, and Skill Development Council Canada is also part of our certification. But we don't want to end it there. We want it to be a bigger school that even people abroad will come to learn from. So we are taking it to the level of monotechnic, strictly in the automobile industry. As far as you can read and write, GS3 certificates, ND certificates, BSc certificates, HND certificates. That are the qualification. Because we also find out that those that are graduating from university that study mechanical engineering, they cannot do anything on auto. We have a lot of them here that are PTI students, Awishi students. They have to start afresh to study automotive mechatronics, which is far different from mechanical engineering. So if you want to join us, the form is just 5,000 naira. It's not that expensive. Our fee, tuition fee, hostel accommodation, admission, everything put together, we are talking about 850,000 naira for now. By next year, I don't know. When I decide to go into mechatronics technician, there is a lot of challenge. If I tell you I did not pass through challenge, it's a lie. I have been arrested so many times, taken to the station in the process of doing the job. So many people have come with one problem or the other. I think the main challenge I have is them looking at me as if I'm a woman. I know there was one occasion somebody said it's bringing 20 battalion from Asaba to come and pick me up. And I told the person that, I'm sorry, but me that you are saying, I'm no longer a woman. Since the day I made up my mind to be an automotive mechatronics technician, I've shifted from being a woman to a man. So we have problems. I can't measure everything, especially when you are working on a vehicle and there is no headway. You will just be destabilized. Everything about you will just change. The atmosphere, shouting and everything. Until you get it right, you won't be happy. So there is a serious challenge. People say, in the men's world, how do you want to come out to be the best? Today, I can boldly say I'm the best in the entire Delta State when it comes to technical work on auto. Floritech is still the best. I read accounting. I'm a graduate of accounting in Abrusale University, from Abrusale University. I studied in Abrusale University for 4 years, studying accountancy. But along the line, the company I work with is an automobile firm, Mandela's, here in Warri. I work with them as account supervisor too, cashier. But gradually, I was brought out from that to head the customer relation department. That is where I found the joy in auto. When I see them work, especially one day, I was just in the garage like this. A lady came from Suzuki. She single-handedly dismantled an engine. I was watching her. One day I went to her and said, oh, this thing you scattered like this, 10 boats here, 5 boats, how will you be able to bring them together? She said, don't worry, by the time you resume tomorrow, you will see the engine together. And it's true, the next day I resume, she has already mounted, coupled the engine. I was saying, wow, if this lady can do it, me too, I can do it. And I love creating solution to problems. I want, if this thing is scattered, I want to see the end and the root of it. So gradually I started developing that mind of becoming an auto mechatronics. I also saw that there's a lot of problems in vehicles. Customers complain every day. Even there when I was working, they will say, you didn't do my vehicle this, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. But at the end of the day, we were able to rectify it. I said, this thing, I want to be part of it. So the thing continued until they started sending me for training in Toyota Nigeria. I went to Toyota Nigeria, I went to Automedis, I went to different training just to be who I am today. And so one day I made up my mind that I want to establish my own auto firm. And this is where I am today. The support is totally zero. Because I remember I started from the filling station, Mevon filling station to be precise. In their loop, that is where Floritech started from. So when somebody came and said there is a land, I started looking for money. I went to different bank, I went to different organization. There was no money, nobody to run to. Somehow, somebody just called me, come and join our cooperative. I joined and they gave me some amount of money. I put myself together and I was able to set up Floritech. Getting help in Nigeria is difficult too, especially when you don't have rich families and all that. But if you are determined and you are consistent in whatever you are doing, it's only that determination that will push you to the rock. And by the time you get to the rock, it's still the same determination that will take you further. My name was formerly Florence. So Floritech was taken from that name, Florence. The automobile industry just been welcome because for some time now, they've not been appreciating what we are doing. Or I can say the technology part of it, we are zero. But now that things are changing and we are striving to be like maybe China, South Africa and all that, I'm still going to ask us, the technician and those intended technicians, to push harder. I know one day we will surely get there. By the time we keep pushing and pushing and pushing, then we have a grant. Even though we don't value ourselves at times, no matter how we push, the society don't want to value you, they don't want to see anything. They still prefer bringing vehicles from abroad. They still prefer doing things from abroad. But one day, just one day, we'll break that record. My call to the government is to plead with them to assist the youth, especially the youth and the teenager that have the interest of going into this auto feed. They should please encourage them. They should please train them and give them equipment to work with, because without equipment you can't do anything in the auto feed, especially with our mechatronics vehicles we have all over the place. So I'm calling on all the advanced auto people to go for more training. We are not going for training, and that is why we are still where we are. But if they can take out their time, leave their garage for some time and go for training, then the auto feed will be a better place for every one of us. Well, they wrote NATEB Mondula. They are getting NATEB Mondula, and they also get Floritech certificates. No, a lot of them have already gotten a job. Because we don't just train, we also create a room for empowerment. And we promise everyone out there, if they can come to Floritech, they will never be on the streets looking for a job or looking for money to start up their own garage. Because I find out that it's very difficult for youth these days to start up a business from the scratch. So if you graduate from a school, is it advisable that you work for some time, put yourself together, get more confidence and more courage before thinking of establishing your own garage? Now, Floritech have put in place, after your graduation, we are going to give you a job. Is either we are giving you a job in Floritech because we have different branches here in Delta State. Is that why we are giving you a job as a mechatronics technician or service advisor or a marketer, or we give you a job in another organized auto company? My advice to every Nigerian youth, and not just the youths, teenagers, I'm going to talk to them, and I'm pleading also, and at the same time admonishing them, that they should pick up the challenge of becoming their own boss. Whatever you get by cheating, whatever you get by killing, whatever you get through the easy way, one day will all be flushed away. But by the time you decide to work with your hand, by the time you decide to be outstanding in the society, I bet you, till eternity, you will keep doing that which you love to do. One thing is to have passion. Look for what you have passion for and work with it. Run with it. Not just to go out there to the open university, to go and sit down and be solving the YDS for 4 good years, coming out with nothing. Look for a vocational school like Floritech. Look for, it might not be auto, it might be fashion designing, it might be wedding and fabrication. Just look for a skill, attach yourself to that skill, love that skill, build yourself on it, and at the end you come out to be the best. We work on vehicles that drives with sensors. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a very good one because I've gone for the training before now, so it's a very good one. And if they can work with what they have been saying, the youth will have job, men will have job, women will have job, and it will be a better place in the auto industry because it will remove this outer of smoke from the society. carbon from the society, because there will be no more carbon. And you know where it creates jobs opportunity? Some people are selling the gas, some people are doing conversion, and some people are also doing training on it. So there is a wide range of opportunity for people to grow if the government can actually introduce the use of auto gas. My final words is to appreciate God Almighty, who has given me this privilege to be the director of Floritech Automotive Training Academy, who has found me worthy to be in this field. When I started, I never know I would be able to get this far. People ask questions. Are you sure you can do it? Every day I look at everything around me, and I have every cause and every reason to say, God, I thank you for bringing me this far.